So this is another episode of Reasonably Hyped here. I'm Carlos Macias. I don't know if you listened to the last Salient Points, Dale, but Dalen said, he's like, I think I'm a master of arms. He's like, it's not that. It's like maybe commander of arms or something. We couldn't figure it out. Anyways, I'm here.
Yeah.
Carlos Macias, and as per usual, Deo Blas. Thank you for joining me again, sir.
Thank you for having me, man. Good to see you.
Hey, me too, man. It's last episode I kind of hit you up a little bit, so my bad. But sports, but it's sports. It's fine. Well, another season is right around the corner. So what are you thinking? I know you have something that you kind of want to get off your chest a little bit, or
Yeah.
you kind of
Yeah. So it's a very interesting season. For this holiday of 2021, we have, for the first time in a very long time, three major first-person shooters that are coming to market for all consoles. Well, not for all consoles, but like for the majority of the largest consoles and PC. And that's Call of Duty Vanguard. There's Battlefield 2042 and Halo Infinite that are both dropping, and they all had betas.
Now, real quick, sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting you too much there, but let's remember, only two of those are complete games. All right, 2042. You don't give me a campaign 2042. I'm a little sus, but my bad.
Totally
man.
mixing that, right?
But
right.
continue, please. Sorry, I had to interrupt for a second.
No, it's fine. That's totally part of like the business model, because like Halo Infinite's it's free to play.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for that thing, whereas like the campaign itself is like the $60, $70 experience that you have to pay for.
Missing online co-op, unfortunately, day one, but it'll be there.
Yeah,
it'll be there.
Right. Yeah, it'll be there eventually, but yeah, it's definitely missing that and Forge, which is a big deal too. But you don't get a lot of Halos, every year. Not like the Call of Duty franchise or the Battlefield franchise, which comes every like 3 to 4 years.
It's a little sporadic, right? Battlefield, and they're trying to make it less sporadic, right, with like just how their launcher is or whatever you call it. I think they started with one, right, Battlefield 1, or maybe even like Hardline, where it's like, oh, these other games exist too, and they're like in your face, right, when you load up the game, type of thing.
Right. Yeah. They kind of on the loader, on the EA Origins loader, they have those advertised all the time. And with Battlefield 2042, they kind of want to bring back a lot of like the nostalgia and a lot of the legacy titles back into the fray with like the Battlefield 2042 engine, because they have a mode called Portal, so you could take maps from like Bad Company 2 or like gameplay from Battlefield 1942 and like put them together. So it's kind of like
it's like a Forge, right? It's kind of like a Forge, right? Kind of mixing and matching different modes.
Yeah. Like Forge, Forge is more like a map editor, whereas like this is more of like a pick your parts and like mash them together kind of thing from your previous games.
Now you have gone hands on with these games, right? These three games, as far as like multiplayer is concerned, right? Which one's got you the most? What's your most hyped to least hyped, I suppose, out of the three? I think I already know the answer.
I think you do too.
I can see it in the background. I can see it. I can see it to your left. I can see.
I am so hyped for the return of the Chief. And so to me, the Halo Infinite beta was the most complete. It was also the most fun to me to enjoy. And it's great to have all the older fans and like newer fans from like Halo 5 and like the newer games like join the fray and be together. I also am very impressed on what 343 did.
Which I always say Bungie, man. I always mix up Bungie. Like, Bungie's working on it. Like, no, they're not. It's 343.
It's been a long time, man.
I know.
They've been on Destiny since like, what's that, 2008, something like that,
2013 or something. Well, yeah, because they've been developing it for a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
but yeah, like to me, Halo Infinite's the top dog, and then it's Battlefield 2042, and then Call of Duty Vanguard.
Okay. For Halo, what's really cool, I did try a match, and we were trying to play, and we just couldn't figure it out, right? Or the timing was off.
Yeah.
Or they had shut down the servers for whatever maintenance. But for Halo, it's really cool. I hadn't played it in a while, and it is a different vibe. It is a different kind of game. It quickly reminds you of that, right? It's a little, maybe it's a little more floaty, and I'm not trying to be derogatory towards it. I feel just it's a little more floaty, a little maybe slower pace. But I think I saw on Twitter I think you kind of summarized it perfectly. You were kind of saying like it's like sort of maybe like a fighting game, sort of, or a combo style game where you are expected to throw a grenade, you are expected to punch, you're expected to shoot. Like two of the three or something. Or maybe I'm messing up your metaphor, but
no, you got you got the right direction. Like basically what I was trying to say was that in Halo, it's a very unique style of first person shooter. It's very different from Battlefield and Call of Duty, which is like the most modern shooters that we've had for like the past, the dominant ones that we've had for the past like 5-7 years, whatever. Because like Halo has a longer time to kill, and Halo kind of functions like a fighting game. There's a lot more mechanics built into like the system, where like you could cancel animations to do other things, like throw a grenade while you're still shooting or still moving, and you have a lot more advanced movement mechanics than you would normally have inside of a COD game or a Battlefield game. And so it's very complicated, and the problem is that it's too complicated, like a fighting game. That's why not a lot of people got into Halo 5. Not a lot of casual players got into Halo 5 because it was way too complicated.
Well, and I think sometimes maybe people don't see it as it's too complicated, like the way you're kind of explaining it right now. I think they just see it as like it doesn't feel right to them, to what their expectations of FPS is, and I think they just like, I'm not down. But Halo was dominant for a good while, man. So people should know better, I feel, right? Because Call of Duty, Halo was what, 2000, 2001?
And then someone tweeted that Halo was older than both Call of Duty and Battlefield. And I was like, is that true? And then I was like, I looked it up, and Halo was 2001. And then Call of Duty was 2003.
And it wasn't the Call of Duty as we know it until like Modern Warfare. So we're talking like 2006, 2007 maybe. As we know it now, it was like 07, 08 or something with Modern Warfare. So Halo's, you're going... So I think in a way it's like... Because Halo is post Half-Life, it's post Doom, is post Quake, so and you had that kind of sweet spot where Halo was dominating, and it was dominating on a console, which hadn't happened before, right? So it's its own brand, and then we started dipping into Call of Duty, and that just took over, right? Because it's pretty smooth. Call of Duty is a pretty damn smooth game, but I agree with you that maybe people miss some of the nuance that kind of Halo brought to the table.
I see a lot of like Call of Duty players that like tried out the Halo Infinite beta, and they were doing terrible at it because they expected like the time to kill to be really like low. And they're only using the gun as like their main means of killing someone, which is not really the thing you want to do in Halo. Like it can be, it could be like 90% of your gunplay, but like what you really want to do is like grenade somebody, take down or strip their shields first, and then try to get a headshot. That's the main gameplay mechanic.
It's sort of a combo. And I started to kind of remember that too from playing Halo before. Like, that's right, the shield goes down, then I can and you play Call of Duty, people go down very quickly, and then you got all these kind of extra perks and stuff, which I like. I kind of always haven't liked the perk system, because it's like you're already really good, and we're gonna make it even easier for you to be even better and kill easier.
And that's what I didn't like in the Vanguard beta. It's just like it's more of that same of that. So they give you these overpowered perks that kind of cancel other ones out. But like if you're a player that's really talented and already has like the best perk set available to yours and the best guns available to yourself, you're gonna be mowing people left and right. And it's hard to balance out something like that. And the beta was a hell of buggy too. Like there's so much.
So Vanguard is more the same, which there's kind of a comfort level to more of the same, right? They're like, it's more the same. We're gonna jump in with friends and we're gonna just shoot crap and do all this other stuff. Where Halo, I feel like it takes a little more concentration, I guess, which can be good. I guess it depends on what mood you're in. But so, and also there's Battlefield, right? Just to kind of end it on that one, which is kind of in the middle of your excite level for in between Halo and Vanguard, right? How did that go?
Battlefield is good. The problem is that like it's so it's exciting. That's the thing. It's very exciting to play and to look at, because in the beta that they released, this map that they gave us, Orbital, was like this rocket launcher base kind of situation. So the rocket would launch at any given time during the match, and then all of a sudden a tornado or typhoon would hit the whole map, if you're lucky enough to encounter one. And it's pandemonium. It's spectacle, and it's crazy to see, and it's like impressive, because you're like, Jesus, how is like my console or my PC not melting from all this stuff you're seeing on like there's helicopters and jets flying around, people are parachuting down, and it's like tanks on the it's crazy. It's 128 people in the lobby.
All right. Now what is it closer to? Like we talk, I think that's time to kill, right? It's kind of closer to Call of Duty, right, than Halo.
Yes. Gunplay is like your primary gun is your primary method of killing someone. So the TTK is really low, which is similar to COD. But what's nice is that there's vehicles involved at the same time. The problem is that in this Battlefield, it's very, compared to previous Battlefields, it's like the surface. It's not that deep. Like it's very shallow in its gameplay. It's really odd to describe that. Like they're missing some features from like previous Battlefields, like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, that were just like.
What's like the biggest one? What's the biggest like thing before we kind of end on that? On a little bit of a downer, right? For Battlefield, what's the biggest thing that like is missing or that they changed that you
like?
Noticed?
So to me, it's like there's two big things to me. One is that they nixed the whole class system and put everyone into specialists. So like you have a specialist that's like a sniper, and then you have a specialist who's like a medic or whatever, right? And they have their supposed jobs, but you could swap out like their toolkit. So like if you're supposed to have a sniper, you could be like, oh, you could have a sniper, but you could have him create ammo crates for himself, so he like never runs out of ammo, so he could just snipe people from like across the map.
Oh, okay.
And he gives himself.
So they kind of added that though. They broke it a little bit in a way.
Right. And then not only that, but then since everyone's a specialist class instead of like a class-based system, everyone looks the same. So if you're on one faction, like a USA faction versus a Russian faction, the two classes or the two specialists look exactly the same. So I kept trying to shoot my own like teammates, thinking they're my guys, when they're not. It's really weird. Like they don't have like an outline system like in Halo Infinite where it's red is bad and blue is good.
And I did see some of the reaction to that. One of the guys that we follow on here, I do, Paris Lilly, he was talking about that too. Like they need to work on this. They need to kind of do a little bit more before it's ready. But they're gonna push it out though, right? Do you feel like though? How about this? Do you agree that maybe they should delay it or?
No, because they've done this before. They've done when Battlefield 5 came out, I bought that just because like I had a new rig at the time, and I was like, I can't wait to play Battlefield on my system because it's gonna look awesome, and it did. The problem was it was buggy as fuck. So then like when when it released, I was like, I can't believe you guys released it in this state. Doesn't matter. They just keep patching it for like the next coming months. Yeah, and that's happened for the past 3 Battlefield games, and eventually gets good, and people still play it. So
you know what? I understand that you did kind of rank them your favorites, Halo and Battlefield, and then Vanguard. But I'm kind of hyped for all 3, man. I think you got me hyped up for all 3. They got their qualities, right? They got their they have their own individual qualities. Do. So, but yeah, man, I understand that you got your ranking, but I'm kind of like I'm looking forward to it. I like it's kind of like a comfort food, man. Those first person shooters are a little bit of a comfort food, right? Like these 3 companies, developers have gotten so good at making these that it's like they're gonna have their own individual traits. But of course, me and you are gonna enjoy Halo the most, right?
I think so. We got to squad up, man.
We do, man. We got to figure out, and they won't limit us right when the game actually releases. So, so that's another episode of Reasonably Hyped. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe and all that. I'm Carlos Macias, and again on the up in the Bay Area is Mr. Deo Blas. Thank you for joining me, sir.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
See you guys next time. Later.